The money sounded good because we had no money at the time. It was the best decision I ever made. The hardest sport in the world. What we're talking about is change, being given the opportunity. There was a lot of motivation there.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Mia Bell, your host of BET Talks, and we're back with a special episode, okay? I'm talking dedicated father, dedicated husband, QB with record-breaking stats. He loves the game in every way. I'm talking about Michael Vick. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you. Evolution of a black quarterback. But first, we got to do an icebreaker with fact or fiction, but you were here to clear it up. Is it true that you glued your eyelids shut at the age of 3?
Who in the hell told you that?
Yeah, because how?
That's
and
true
why?
though.
It is?
Yeah.
Tell me the story.
Well, I thought it was Visine. And
Okay.
I think I seen my dad using it one day, and I decided to try to put it in my eyes for what reason, I don't know. It was glue, and my eye was glued shut for like 3 weeks.
Okay.
And right before Christmas time, one of my favorite aunts told me, "Come here, boy. I'm cutting your eye open." She cut my eyelash off and everything, my eye opened up.
That story still sounds like fiction because it's so crazy.
Yeah, it was wild, it was crazy.
Is it true your childhood nickname is Ookie? Where'd that
That's
come
true,
from?
my aunt gave me that nickname.
That's beautiful.
It stuck.
Drafted to the Colorado Rockies. Is that true?
That's true.
Baseball.
This is easy. Yeah, that's true.
Why was the answer no about baseball? Because that's where the money at for real.
Yeah, well, I got close. The money sounded good because we had no money at the time. So talked it over with my mom and I was like, "Mom, this is $25,000. I'm in college with no money." But I talked to my coaches and they persuaded me to go the other way. It was the best decision I ever made.
Now, is it true that you're right-handed, but you throw that football with your left?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm right-handed because I do everything in sports left-handed. I'm truly ambidextrous.
Okay.
But I write with my right hand.
Favorite rapper, Scarface?
False. Even though I got a lot of love for Face.
Who would you say is your favorite?
But I got a couple of different rappers. Obviously Jay-Z. I've been a Jay-Z fan since he started out.
Favorite sport, fishing?
Outside of football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say fishing was one of my first loves, but now it's golf. The hardest sport in the world, I will say. If you can master golf, you can do anything.
Okay, and how good would you say you are at golf?
I'm a 4 handicap.
Okay. Last one, is it true that you threw over 400 yards in a game your freshman year of high school?
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually my second start. Sophomore year, just moved up to varsity. It was a lot of motivation there. It wasn't against one of the best teams, but yeah, it happened.
A lot of facts on here, right?
Yeah, a lot of facts. I don't think any of those was false.
Now let's get into this documentary, The Evolution of the Black Quarterback. Yeah. I want you to really dive into the history of the role of a quarterback and why black men were excluded from that.
Yeah, well, I think that's why we made the documentary. Quarterback position is complex, sophisticated. It's a lot that you have to know and a lot of responsibility. But in a different day and time, 60s and 70s, it was a stereotype that black men couldn't, play the quarterback position.
Right.
My wife, she always heard me talking about, the guys who came before me, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, all those guys who paved the way for me. And I just wanted to take a deep dive into, was it as difficult back then as it is now? Was it really that much harder in terms of the game? They had the wherewithal to do it, and they knew how to do it. It was just about being given the opportunity,
right.
and now we get more opportunity to be who we are.
And not only that, you're leading a team and also having to deal with who you are as a human.
Yeah, it's truth to being the best that you can be on and off the field. You're the leader of an NFL franchise, and they're paying you a lot of money. With that comes a lot of trust, responsibility. I always go back to that word. We just wanted to show, and I wanted to show that we was more than capable at times, and thank God that owners, general managers, these organizations gave us an opportunity to show that, and now the league is continuing to transcend into dual threat quarterbacks, whether you're black or white.
Now, throughout the doc, you speak on a lot of OGs. You get to talk to them too. Doug Williams, Charlie Ward, McNabb, so many legendary figures in the game.
Yeah, Shaq Harris.
What was that experience like?
It was fun. It was a little intimidating.
Right, I can imagine.
You know what I'm saying? Sitting down with those guys, knowing that they've been through the fire, they've been through everything, and from Warren going to Canada, playing 5 years before going to the NFL, Doug, his journey, everybody knows, Super Bowl, and then getting cut afterwards. That's why we wanted to do the sit-downs, and we felt like it was just very important.
You got to speak to a lot of the younger QBs who looked up to you and had you as the model. I'm talking Cam Newton,
Jalen, Dak,
Patrick Mahomes, so many people. I want to know, for you, what do you think the common thread is of all of those amazing QBs?
They all smart guys. They all know what direction they want to go in. They all have strong teams around them and understand what it takes to play the position at a high level. But that comes with learning from the ones that came before you and watching closely. And we embrace that, and we take on a each one teach one model, and I think that's probably the best thing that we can do in order to continue to influence the generations that's coming behind us.
That common thread is knowledge. It takes you far.
Each one teach one, we believe in that.
And we get a lot of that within this doc. We've come this far, but in the same breath, are still taking a while to get where we really need to be. Doug, of course, he's the first to take them to the Super Bowl, and then we have Russell Wilson, and then of course Patrick Mahomes.
Part of the reason why, you know, Kiafa, Anthony Smith from Smack, my friends that I talk to, it's part of the reason we wanted to do this. We really feel like the NFL took on the responsibility of giving us the opportunity. The opening day, we got half of the league is dual threat black quarterbacks. And so it took a while to get here, but we always felt like the NFL was a big part of that step. We feel like that's showing change, so other organizations and administrations should probably look at the same blueprint and try to emulate it.
That brings me to Colin Kaepernick. We got the jersey on.
Yeah, shout out to Cap. Cap's on the project. Nobody's heard Cap talk.
People always acknowledge Colin and what he's done, kneeling, but he's not always brought onto these projects to even speak for himself. So to see him in the documentary was a really, really big deal. And while all this was happening, when he was kneeling, shouts to Eric Reed as well, who took that knee with him. I wish that the rest of the team did the same, but watching the documentary showed me as to why there may have been some hesitancy in that way too. So what are your thoughts when you were watching all of that happen?
I felt like Colin was doing what he felt was right. Just within the integrity of the NFL, they may see it a certain way. You know, you honor the flag, you honor our country and what it stands for. It was different views on that. It was so complex of a situation that a lot of people was just like sitting back trying to understand it. We still trying to understand it, but as long as it was crystal clear in Colin's mind of what he wanted to do and what he believed in, that's all that needed to happen.
You're a part of the legacy and making sure that his name stays engraved when it comes to black QBs. I really want to hear from you what you want the younger generation to get from this. You
know, what we standing for and what we talking about is change.
Right. And
going in the right direction. Hopefully just as many white people watch it as black people and have the same sentiment. Look, our struggle and our fight is a little different, just being honest.
Right.
You know, we grow up, we come up in different environments, and it's a lot tougher, and we don't come in with a head start. Sometimes we make mistakes, but that don't mean we should be judged for it. The NFL it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I appreciate it so much. Some of the relationships I've made, people I know, people that you see in it, like Andy Reid and Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
It was very refreshing, and hopefully it'll be that way to the world, everybody in this room, everybody who tune in, and they appreciate the project.
Yeah. We also get to hear from Jamie Foxx in the doc.
Oh, man.
Any given Sunday.
Jamie was hilarious, man. Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah,
I didn't know he played QB back in high school.
Yeah, he had some quarterback stories. Just hilarious, had so much fun talking with him. He had more perspective on football than people would even know. And the fact that he played Willie Beeman in a movie that almost made people think it was reality.
Did that movie have any impact on you?
Yeah, I always wanted to do that flip.
The Vick experience that we were able to see through your leadership, what would you say about how important it is to have black figures in the media? Yeah,
well, I think we all got a generation that we got to speak to. Coming into the NFL, I didn't have kids, so I didn't understand the true meaning of a role model, and I didn't take it on. It was all about football and all about, you know, everything that I could obtain.
Do they teach you guys any of that too?
No,
like
there's no
that
classes.
The cameras are going to be on you?
There's no blueprint. No, this generation now, they're more inclined to reach out to us and ask questions. We know it's a responsibility that comes along with playing the quarterback position. My high school coach always told me, you're going to be under the microscope. Either you're going to embrace it or you're going to fall flat on your face. And it was very turbulent for me, but I had to continue to persevere. And as I got older, I had kids who was watching, and they had peers, so I had to now to decisions that I make is for a lot more than myself.
We watched you go through it, and you came out on the other side of the tunnel in the light, and you're here to tell the story.
But you don't have to go through it.
Right, because he done went through it for you.
Yeah,
so you better pay attention.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely being on top at the time, probably made some irrational decisions along the way, but that's for everybody to learn from.
I know a special city that means so much to you, Philly.
No doubt.
One of my favorites as well.
And ATL, shout out to the A.
Of course.
And VA, because that's where I'm from.
Right. Give me some Philly talk right now.
City of brotherly love. It changed me in so many different ways. Kiaf was there, her family. So it felt like family from the time that I got there. And it was easy for me to just go play football and not worry about family and what was going on away from the game. Amazing people, amazing relationships I made. Just a lot of fond memories. Whenever I'm there, take me back to those times that kind of helped shape and mold my life in a lot of different ways.
You were really able to evolve in the space of being a quarterback.
Really good times.
We love the documentary. We can't wait for the rest of the world to see it. And the evolution of the Black quarterback continues.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody involved, man. We appreciate it. We did it.
Yes, BT Talks. We did it.